You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neil, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. I'm Jeff and I'll be your host today. Today we're going to have a one-on-one. Matt again challenging Neil, or vice versa. And Ken will be scorekeeping.
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're doing great.
Doing pretty good.
I'm speaking for Neil when I say we're doing great, apparently.
Yeah, no, I think we're doing pretty good. Matt and I had a little reservation about another one of Jeff's games, but we heard there's not a lot of geography. So for everyone listening, sorry if you're a big geography fan, and if you don't like geography, then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I took a Sporkle quiz for 20 minutes earlier, so I feel pretty good with European knowledge at this point.
Yeah, and again, I can't stress enough, we don't claim to be experts in any field of trivia, really.
Yeah.
Just geography is not what we do here. And we really do enjoy the smack talk on Facebook, so keep it coming, guys.
All right, let me break down the rules. 20 questions in a variety of topics worth 10 points apiece, split into 2 rounds. At halftime, there will be a special swing round designed by me. Hopefully, you guys will do a little bit better than the last game I hosted. And then we'll go into our final round. 5 questions in 5 different topics. Each player will have the chance to wager 0 to 30 points. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
You know that I'm the cream of the crop!
All right, is everyone ready to get started?
Let's do it.
My pen is poised and ready to keep score.
or lack thereof.
Question 1. What 2 sports feature Grand Slam tournaments?
How you guys feeling about this?
I feel good about 1.
Yeah, I feel good about 1.
50%.
Just the kind of thing you need to maybe work out in your heads.
Yeah, well, I think Matt and I are both on the same page. I'm pretty sure it's tennis is one of them.
Oh, tennis. No. Tennis is the one I had. I'm going to internally think about the other one for a second.
Yeah, well, Matt's thinking about that. I would like to learn how to play tennis. I've only tried it once, and I continually hit the ball up and away over the fence from my baseball days, so haven't gone back.
Tennis is one of those things where you watch it on TV or you see other people playing it. It looks pretty easy. Not easy at all unless you're experienced.
All right. So I said tennis, and then I got stuck, and then I just put cricket.
So I was between 2. I had tennis, like we said, and then I was going between horse racing and golf. And for some reason, I think horse racing's the triple crown, though. So I went with golf.
For what it's worth, I was thinking golf too, but
Tennis, yes. They refer to it as a Grand Slam during the events. If you win 4 of the major 4 golf tournaments in a year, it's also considered a Grand Slam. So tennis and golf.
Why did I thought golf was too easy, and then I just ruled it out.
Grand Slam, you said, was 4?
Yep.
Okay.
You got to get it in baseball. You got to get it in tennis and golf.
Or you got to get it at Denny's.
or the moons over my hammy.
Oh, delicious.
Question 2. Which painter is credited with starting the Impressionist movement?
I'm pretty confident in this one, which means it's probably wrong.
My favorite is Seurat, but I know he's not Impressionism. Pointillism, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite Impressionist was always Frank Caliendo. He does a great John Madden.
There's this guy, I'll have to get his name before the end of the show, but he does some amazing impressions. He's on The Walking Dead right now as like a bit player, but he's really good.
We're getting away from art.
I think I know the guy you're talking about. He does a Brad Pitt, which is really cool because Brad Pitt's not like so distinct, but it's like right on.
Yeah, he does these things called micro impressions. They're only like 2 seconds, like Brad Pitt like getting an olive stuck in his teeth, or like George Clooney trying to say hello to someone, but then he decides not to.
So about the art, though.
Yeah, no. We could always turn an art into a movie or comedy question. But I'm in.
You're in? Okay, I'm in as well.
All right. Matt, what did you say?
I said Monet.
I went with Monet as well.
It is Monet.
Yeah, 10 points.
Claude Monet.
Taking it easy on these guys today.
Apparently.
Question 3. What song, written by Robin, Maurice, and Barry Gibb, appears in the top 100 greatest movie songs, according to AFI?
The famous Gibb brothers.
I know, that means nothing to me, unfortunately.
Talking it up.
I'm Barry Gibb.
Still does nothing for
So
me.
we all are in on this, and Matt's just like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
You need the name of the song?
Yes.
It's one of the greatest movie songs of all time.
Yes. AFI has a top 100 list of greatest movie songs,
sure they
and
do.
this is in the list.
Do you have anything to add, Robin? No, I don't. I'm Barry f***ing Gibb. That's a great skit.
And I'm just thinking of AFI songs I like. I'm gonna lock in with something that's not right.
If it's Girls Not Grey, I'm going to jump the table.
It was going to be.
Girls Not Great. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Girls Not 50 Shades of Grey.
All right, Neil.
Well, I try to listen to this on my iPhone anytime I'm carrying paint cans around. I'm going to put Staying Alive.
Matt.
I Believe I Can Fly.
It is Staying Alive.
So Matt, I don't know if you figured it out, but
Yes.
the Saturday Night Live spoof with, I guess it's not a spoof, it's a sketch, but with the Barry Gibb talk show. Mm-hmm. And he just talks like this the whole time.
He talks like he sings. It's really weird. It's funny, though.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake and
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy
yeah.
Fallon, yeah.
It sounds like something
Classic
they would do.
duo.
Classic duo, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you have Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, and then you have Jimmy Fallon and Justin Timberlake.
Martin and Lewis there.
Fallon Lake, yeah. Question 4. This band, famous for their hit single You Dropped a Bomb on Me, isn't the house band for this San Francisco-based clothing retailer founded by Doris and Donald Fisher.
You dropped a bomb on me, baby.
That would be the one.
Yeah. Doris and Donald Fisher.
Relatives.
Not related to me.
I believe they were spouses of each other, so they were related in that
So they were
sense.
related. Excellent.
I think the Gap is from San Francisco. I don't know if there's a band called Gap.
The Gap.
The Gap.
Fine, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Okay. And Matt, you looked like you were having fun with this one.
No, I just put the classic San Francisco clothing retailer Hot Topic.
Yeah, and I wanted to go 4 for 4, but I have no idea. I put the Gap.
Neil, you are so close. It is the Gap Band.
Oh. I think the Gap technically owns Hot Topic, so I feel like I was close.
I think the Gap also owns Old Navy.
No, that's the one it is.
Yeah. And Banana Republic.
Hollister owns whatever that parent company owns Hot Topic.
I wonder if I should. Well, I'm not going to argue that the Gap and the Gap Band. I mean, it's not the correct answer.
The band's name is the Gap Band.
Yeah.
So.
So the same company that fills my nostrils with their cologne when I walk past their store is also responsible for the Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise.
Yeah.
Well,
and the entire supply of wallet chains in America.
Gotcha. Cool.
Well, you walk past Hollister, you get the cologne, and then you get a headache and you get really angry, and then you go into Hot Topic, and then you buy things that make you feel angry.
That Hollister store is like an assault on all your senses. It's
and
dark. It's loud.
Yeah, right. It's like a club. Yeah,
Yeah, a club you don't want to be at.
It's smelly.
it is.
Question 5. This is going to be another one of our listener submitted questions. This one comes today from David Raffetto. So I promised to go light on the geography. And science. I did not provide this question, so you can't blame me. Question 5. What chemical element owes its name to the Greek word for stone?
It's not Oliver.
Ugh.
Sure, to David,
Yeah.
this is like, this was on my second grade, pop quiz.
Yeah, he's throwing layups, Neil.
Like I said, I've said it many times before. Every time you ask an element question, I can't even think of an element. Then I think of one like, is iodine an element?
Just look at a periodic
It is.
table. There's very limited number of them.
118 currently.
Yeah.
I'd rather learn the 100 best picture winners or a 70.
Right. You can learn 2 things.
I could try. Okay.
Oh, it came to him.
No, I'm pretty sure this is not an element.
Flash of brilliance.
Neil leads back and he gets some kind of clue.
He's not taking that limitless pill anymore. Neil?
I'm pretty sure this is not an element. I just said pewter.
Oh, it's not.
It's not.
I was thinking of like probably a hard metal or something like that, so I just said lead.
You should have been thinking of a soft, light metal. It's actually lithium.
Oh, lithium. Wouldn't have got there.
Shocking. No points on the science question here.
Specifically chemistry.
Yeah. That's
I just imagine Jeff going, and it begins, and then it's just the rest are just geography, science.
However, Neil is doing all right. He's got 30 points through 5 questions. Matt's a little bit behind with 10 points through 5
Just a
questions,
little.
but plenty of time left in the game.
Question 6. Upon hearing an advanced recording of this Queen single, Elton John remarked, "Are you f***ing mad?"
That's great.
Okay. I'm going to think of the most ridiculous Queen single I could think of and put that down.
There's a few.
I know. But I think this one...
I think I know which one I would go with here.
Yeah, I'm between two. You're in, Matt?
Uh-huh.
I'm between Bicycle and Fat Bottom Girls.
Oh, man.
I'm just going to go with Fat Bottom Girls because I could see someone being like, I can't believe you named a song that.
Well, I went with Bicycle.
Well, I see a little silhouette of a man.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
man.
too easy. I didn't
It's
think that.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
But there were so many...
They're all pretty mad, to be honest.
It could have been any of them.
Question 7. Which car manufacturer got its start after Enzo Ferrari insulted the owner, stating that while he may be able to drive a tractor, he'd never be able to handle a Ferrari properly?
Can you reread the insult, but with an Italian accent? An offensive Italian accent.
I don't think I could do it justice. This is Karen Filippelli.
You could write
Here's
it.
the Office reference.
There's always one.
Mr. Ferrari sounds kind of rude, to be honest. I don't know.
You know what? He was probably pretty rude, and I'm going to boycott the company. now
He was an F1.
I'm no longer going to be purchasing Ferraris.
He was an F1 driver, so he probably was pretty pompous.
It could be Lamborghini. It could be Maserati. It could be Aston Martin. But I'm trying to think of someone who would want to compete with Ferrari and make him and beat Ferrari. And so the only way I can really, and it's Italian. I'm guessing maybe.
Maybe.
I'm just going to go with Lambo, just because I feel like the only car that kind of comes close to the Ferrari in that respect would be a Lamborghini, and I could see that guy wanting to make a car that's like way too powerful for its own good.
I put in Fiat right away, and I just stuck with it.
That's a really good answer.
So Fiat, I believe, predates Ferrari, and now they actually own part of Ferrari.
Didn't know that.
But the person who was quite offended and formed his own car company was Ferruccio Lamborghini.
Well, aren't their logos very similar? Like the Ferrari
It's
is
a bull.
A Lamborghini is a bull and the Ferrari is a horse, right?
It's a horse.
Maybe, I don't know.
You're getting
I
very
think the bull
detailed.
is kind of like in a charge.
The
Okay.
bull is, I believe the bull is kicking its rear legs and the Ferrari is rearing.
Because it's that is a kind of a funny diss, because the one guy's like, well, you have a horse, I'm going to have a bull.
You know, that's
Low class.
That's why I buy Lamborghinis over Ferraris.
Yeah.
You always do see the farmers driving by in their Lamborghini Diablos.
Yeah.
Question 8. Which Russian president's first question upon meeting Bill Clinton was to ask whether or not he thought OJ did it?
That's a pertinent question at the time.
I have a Russian president written down. It's Mr. Gorbachev.
Neil?
Oh, I think that's the one that it is, too. Who am I thinking of then? Khrushchev?
You were both thinking a little too early. This
That's
was Boris Yeltsin.
Oh, Yeltsin. Which is the guy who had the birthmark?
Gorbachev.
He was the one who more in with Reagan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Correct.
okay.
Mr.
That's
Gorbachev teared down that wall.
I
that's
figured
right.
maybe he
Mr.
was
Gorbachev.
He hung around it, I figured.
Which he wasn't a president because he was the head of the USSR. So he wasn't Russia's
Was
president.
Khrushchev a president?
No, he was also in the USSR.
Oh,
See?
man, we were good
Well,
at this.
I'm pretty sure. That one I'd have to look up.
If I said Putin, I would have been closer.
Back to the
right?
fields, Mr. Putin. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Putin on a show here. I got 10 points.
Question 9. I'll make it easy on you. True or false?
All right.
Danny DeVito found former employment as a hairdresser.
Ooh. The irony in that one.
He's still got some along the sides.
Yeah.
He's been growing it out for a couple years.
Yeah.
I wonder if he does that just because he's insane or if it's for his character on Sunny.
Yeah.
That kind of character commitment is a kind of insanity.
Yeah. I appreciate it, though.
Okay.
It's one of those that sounds too implausible to be made up, so I'm going to lock in with true.
I'm also going true.
It is true.
Yes.
Hey, Matt's back on the
Back
board.
on the board.
But he wasn't a hairdresser in the traditional sense.
Oh, it's always a catch.
He was a hairdresser
For dogs?
corpses.
Oh.
He worked in a mortuary. Yeah.
Oh, see that way they could lower the table.
People sit down when they get their hair done.
Yeah, but I mean,
Not corpses. You think they put the corpse in a barber's chair? Maybe.
maybe they do.
Can they bend the legs?
I don't know. They'd probably be
I have some relatives who are in that business. I'll ask them.
rigor mortis. Yeah.
Probably see them.
Oh yeah, we know someone who owns a mortuary.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does it with she embalms with her dad, which is a great father-daughter thing.
Yeah. Excellent. Take your daughter to work day.
I was trying to make an embalming joke, but I can't come up with one.
I think we're good here.
I'm curious to see a round table of the best comedians in the world, and then just someone goes, "Anyone got a good embalming joke?" and it just goes silent.
I'm always down for a good embalming joke.
There's not enough space to fill up.
I was just saying, Ken likes being pumped full of stuff.
There you go. You got it.
10 points to Jeff.
Question 10. This 1980s Corey wore his sunglasses at night. Sadly, this did not make him cool enough to be one of the Coreys.
Perfect.
This is Matt's Matt's question.
Now
right
you're
there.
getting to my categories. Nonsense 80s questions that don't mean anything to anybody. I actually know this through a baseball reference.
Neil got in pretty fast too here.
Yeah, I can't remember if this is the right one, but I went with Corey Hart.
It is Corey Hart.
Yep, you are correct. Corey Hart.
He was there was a baseball player about 10 years ago played for the Brewers named Corey Hart. So that was his walk-up song, and it came on all the time.
That's awesome.
All right, so after the end of the first round, it looks like Neil is taking a pretty sizable lead with 60 points. Matt, though, did get 3 right for 30 points. So pretty respectable so far.
I'm on a hot streak, 2 in a row.
See, if this was another game, this would have been our final scores before the final round, 60 to 30. Kudos to Jeff on this well-questioned game, and I will pay you later.
Say,
There's no money here. You know
No,
that.
Matt's going to take over on this mid-round. I know that.
No money, just Monet.
This is one I've wanted to do for a while now, but some other good ideas came up.
How many
So
questions about male bodybuilders can you have?
today, our halftime swing round will be in the category of 90s one-hit wonders.
Yay.
There's only a few on here that I'm hoping you say, just based on my history of slow dancing at arm's length with people when I was in grade school.
Yeah, that was good times.
Good times.
Well, Neil, I only have 10 questions here, and I'm going to give you the song that they were famous for, and I would like you to give me the artist. So probably going to leave a few of your favorites off the list.
Okay, so Cotton Eye Joe is not on here. Or maybe it is. I hope it is. That's a free one for me and Matt.
Do you know the artist of that song? I don't think so. Bet you don't.
I do not.
Yeah. See, and I happen too, so we'll see how this goes.
All right. Number 1, I touch myself. Let me just go through the list.
What's the question, though?
That's so good. Oh,
Okay. 1 is I touch myself. 2, jump around. 3, what's up. 4, breakfast at Tiffany's. 5, barely breathing. 6, closing time. 7, save tonight. 8, steal my sunshine. 9, better days, also known as and the bottom drops out. And 10, tub thumping.
Classic. Ending with a classic there.
I know all these songs and I could sing them, but it's a matter of I'm not good at the names of the bands because they are one-hit wonders.
So we did go through those pretty quickly, so I think one more time for the listeners at home.
And again, 1, I touch myself. 2, jump around. 3, what's up. 4, breakfast at Tiffany's. 5, barely breathing. 6, closing time. 7, save tonight. 8, steal my sunshine. 9, better days, parentheses, and the bottom drops out. 10, tub thumping.
Okay, and now through the magic of editing, we'll present the answers. So if you need to pause the podcast for a moment to get your answers at home, we recommend you do that now. Doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. And we're back.
All right, so I'll go through them one by one, and I will get your answer. So what did you guys have for I touch myself? Neil?
Yes. No, my answer, I couldn't remember the woman's name. It's a great song. I just put Austin Powers.
I also put Austin Powers.
Good work, guys.
That's the Divinals.
The Divinals.
Never would have gotten it.
Spelled like vinyl?
With a D.
Clever
I
enough
in
to only
front
get
of
them
it.
one hit.
All right, let me jump in really quick here. For this next one, Neil was deliberating so hard.
So jump around. What did you say?
Is it me first?
Yeah. Because
yeah.
Because I was having so much trouble. I wrote down House of Pain and Crisscross, and then all I could keep seeing was Justin Timberlake and Friends with Benefits rapping "Wiggity Wiggity Whack" to Mila Kunis before they had sex or after they had sex, and I just kept seeing Justin Timberlake rapping and jumping up and down. And I know he's a huge basketball fan. He wanted to be a pro basketball player, so I left House of Pain and I put Crisscross.
Ooh, I put House of Pain.
I painfully watched Neil cross out House of
Yes.
Pain on his sheet.
There's a House of Pain in our studio.
I was saying Neil in the House of Pain right now.
Which is the one I'm thinking of then? Wait, is House of Pain the Wiggity Wiggity Whack?
No, that's Crisscross. You're
What song am I thinking of?
you're thinking of a Crisscross song.
I am.
You combine two very different songs.
Oh, because in their song they say jump, jump, jump. But I was thinking
Jump,
of
jump
jump up
around.
and begin, jump up, begin. Da, da, da. That's
Yeah.
House of Pain, right?
House of Pain.
Pack it in, pack it in.
I wrote House of Pain first.
Let us begin.
Ken saw it.
I met Everlast
Step
once.
up to me, battle me. That's a sin.
Also one I left off my list.
Oh,
Well,
damn it.
he's in House of Pain.
Well, that's a spoiler for later because I'm gonna get one wrong.
All right, the third one was What's Up? What's up, Neil?
The only thing that came to my mind was Four Non-Blondes, the What's Going On, but I just don't know if that's the name of the song, so I just put Four Non-Blondes.
I put it's the theme song for one of my favorite WWE wrestlers, R-Truth.
Ooh, what's up?
It's not.
I know it's not, but that's a good.
So you might think the name of the song is What's Going On.
Oh, no.
But it is What's Up, Four Non-Blondes.
Ooh, sweet.
Nice work, Neil.
Did you write out the word four, or do you have the number four?
I have number 4 and then Non-Blondes.
Look at you, overachiever.
I had to write
That's,
a joke answer instead of what I thought it
That's
was.
why you just put down an answer, you know?
Yeah.
Fourth one was Breakfast at Tiffany's. Matt?
I just put Soul Asylum because I like them.
I love this video. I feel like the name of the band has like an O in it, maybe. But I couldn't think
Somewhere.
of it. So I just put Moon River.
There is an O in it, Neil. Good vowel
So
guess.
close.
The O comes in Deep Blue Something.
I've heard that before.
Is that the one where Samuel L. Jackson gets eaten by a shark?
That's it.
Yeah.
Fifth one was Barely Breathing. Neil?
So this guy became an accomplished Broadway composer for American Psycho and probably his most famous Spring Awakening. That would be Duncan Sheik.
I also put Duncan Sheik.
Well done, guys. Duncan Sheik.
He also later became a professional wrestler known as Iron Sheik.
Iron Duncan Sheik.
Yep.
Number 6, Closing Time. Neil?
Semisonic.
Semisonic.
Do you guys know what that song's about?
Yeah, it's not. It's about a birth, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Although everyone thinks it's when the bar closes.
Correct. Yeah, it's about his anticipation of an upcoming birth in their family.
One of my favorite Office scenes, if we're going to mention The Office in every episode.
I tried to.
And I'll just pretend I know what you're talking about and
Fair
nod
enough.
and smile.
Number 7, Save Tonight. What did you say, Matt?
That is Eagle Eye Cherry.
Neil?
Fight the Break of Dawn. Eagle Eye Cherry.
Eagle Eye Cherry. Speaking of music videos that I really liked, this one was one that really impressed upon me when I was a kid.
It was a big VH1 video, I imagine, at the time.
Oh, yeah. And I believe it was in black and white, and it's just like him walking through the streets.
Perfect.
Steal My Sunshine. I know Matt said he had this one. What do you say, Matt?
Len.
Neil?
I put The Moon last week.
That would be Len.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh, they
do
don't
like
have
your Eclipse joke, though.
Well, thank you. I went over everyone's head except Jeff.
Number 9, Better Days, parentheses, and the bottom drops out.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was Everlast, and it's not. So
I forget the hit that this band had, and I know it's wrong, but I just put Fastball.
no, Fastball was The Way.
So
that's
this
right.
one, I feel like the name of the band has like King in it or something, or something like that. What is it?
Citizen King.
Yep.
Ooh.
I would have never gotten that.
Everlast had that song off of their album, Whitey Ford Sings the Blues,
Yeah.
which was
Then you really might know what it's like.
what it's like.
But they also had Black Jesus.
Barely
The
a
hell
hit.
That one
was.
didn't chart as well. But Number 10, Tub Thumping.
This is a band who got their name from writing gibberish on a keyboard and seeing what it looked like, and they named their band Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba. Well done, guys.
So before the score update, I will say that the name of the second Everlast hit was indeed Black Jesus.
Oh.
In terms of scoring, Neil picked up 25 points with 5 answers correct. Matt picked up 30 points. So that brings the grand totals to 85 for Neil and 60 for Matt.
I think we did pretty well on that one.
Yeah, I wish I would. I knew all the songs. It's just a matter of figuring out the band names, and I'm still kicking myself for the House of Pain Crisscross mix-up. I don't know what song I was thinking of. Oh, I think it's Crisscross will make you jump.
Yeah.
Crisscross, right?
The song might be called Jump.
The song is just called Jump.
Excellent. On to round 2. Question 1. In golf, it is commonly said that you drive for show, but putt for what word that emphasizes its importance to the game?
Drive for show, putt for...
This word.
The ladies.
Yeah, putt, yeah. Does it rhyme with show? No clue.
Get out of here.
Sounds like. That makes it difficult.
Neil's always trying some scam. Oh, here he goes with the alphabet. He's writing it out.
I've heard this before, but I'm not a big golf guy, obviously, from question 1. So this is tangentially your second golf question, which I don't appreciate as being your sports question.
I agree.
Pretty sure I'm on 1.5 golf questions at best.
Fair.
0.5 too many.
If you don't like this question, just wait for the next one.
Oh, good.
All right, I'm in.
Things may get better or
reluctantly.
worse.
I think you drive for show and putt for glory.
I just put drive for show, putt for gold.
Neil's pretty close. If you made it rhyme, you drive for show and putt for dough.
Oh.
There you go.
Mine's better. They should change it.
It was about monetary reward or bread, maybe.
Well, it's also about how...
back
very
in Ireland
people don't
when it was
know this,
invented.
but back in the day, they used to give bread to the winner.
No, I think it's more about how driving is big and showy and flashy, but most of the game is won or lost in putting. So
Thank you for getting that to us.
Not in my case when I go golfing, because I can't do either.
Well, nobody goes to a putting range. I guess that's mini golf. But
when it takes
it's because you don't impress your friends by putting.
when it takes 6 or 7 drives just to get to the green, then both are for the dough.
If you have that many drives, you're not playing the game correctly.
Was I supposed to switch my clubs at a certain point?
There's a great video you should check out if you just Google Jack Nicklaus long putt and make sure it's the one where he's old. He's an old guy and there's like a young guy who doesn't think he can make this really long putt. It's like unbelievably long, and Jack Nicklaus just goes up, doesn't even like really look, hits it, and it goes right in. It's great.
Yeah, he was a phenomenal golfer. Question 2. Which French philosopher declined the 1964 Nobel Prize for Literature?
This has nothing to do with golf. You're the worst.
I didn't say it had to do with golf. I said you wouldn't enjoy the next question.
Accurate.
I know this one, but now I'm screwing myself in my head.
As you do most nights before you go to sleep.
I have a screwdriver, and I screw one single screw in my head
That's what I meant.
to relieve pressure.
You know, August 30th was National Frankenstein Day.
Was it?
Yeah, it's a good holiday.
I assembled a corpse in my basement to commemorate the holiday.
Danny DeVito could give it a haircut.
What was the question?
All right, Neil.
Descartes.
Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
So close.
I know.
Matt's about 300 years closer on time frame. That was Jean-Paul Sartre.
See, I was between him and Descartes.
Sartre is smarter.
You guys were both really close there, though.
Yeah.
So close. Question number 3. Who was the first U.S. president to declare war? Ken knows presidents in order. He should be able to figure this out.
Okay, I'm in.
It's very much a matter of whether or not war were declared.
War were declared.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm in, but I don't know if it's right.
What about you, Matt?
I'm stuck. I'm in, but I think it's not right. But I'm in.
Neil?
So I think I remember hearing this once where, you want to go like, Civil War or you want to go World War I, but we never actually declared war until we got hit at Pearl Harbor, which was FDR. So I put FDR.
Yeah, and I was thinking the War of 1812, and I put Madison.
In the War of 1812, James Madison did declare war.
Ooh, wow.
Take that, everyone.
That was my guess.
Interesting.
Despite the fact that I thought Neil's reasoning was pretty good also.
Yeah, I thought War of 1812 was right, and then I was just trying to do the math to figure out who was president at that point.
No, it's now that we don't declare war, Neil. Not then.
Yeah. We used to do it all willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Question 4. The Roman numeral D stands for what number?
I want to make a D's nuts joke, but I didn't. Now I regret
You just
it.
did.
He didn't make a joke. He just mentioned it. Still not funny.
In relation, D's nuts.
So I think L is 50, maybe.
Oh, geez, you're way off.
Am I? Yeah.
No, that's
I don't know.
now. Anything that's if they haven't gotten to Super Bowl D, then
Yeah.
I don't know what these are.
That's what I was going for.
And I don't think they're at Super Bowl D.
I'm just gonna make a guess. Okay.
Matt, what was your...
So L is 50. I think C is 1,000. And then I just guessed that D was 1,000,000.
Oh, that's a good guess. I just went 100.
Okay. So I thought maybe one of you would get this. I1, V5, X10, L50, because with the Super Bowl controversy. But if you ever pay attention to the Roman numeral naming system on books or on the bottom of film,
And I don't.
you'll notice in the year 2000 we started going to MM. So M is 1,000.
Oh, M is 1,000.
C is 100. D is 500.
Oh, I was only off by 950,000.
Well, that's silly.
Batting 0, round 2. I knew it would come. My time has come.
Time's come today.
Got too cocky in round one.
I wasn't cocky at all. I said I was going to
You're
do terrible.
pretty cocky. I
Question
remember.
5. Don't have a listener submitted question for this round, so this one is from me. Which hockey player has won the most Stanley Cups with 11?
Jeez.
Man, 11? That's crazy. Think
11
about
is
that.
a lot.
He's really good.
Like, you're lucky to get one.
He's really good, or he played a long time.
He both, and he played on a good team. So
Well, your gut is to. I mean, I don't know anything about hockey, so your gut's to go with Wayne Gretzky. But I feel like he jumped around and he has more records than anyone. I don't know about Stanley Cups. I don't know. I'm just I'm writing a name.
It's somebody, it's older, and I'm torn between someone who was on those Oilers teams that won a bunch in the 70s and 80s, and then one of the Red Wings teams back in the 60s. So I just went with Gordie Howe.
I went with Gordie Howe as well.
So if I told you he was brother to Maurice the Rocket Richard, would that help?
It would not, no.
That would be Henri Richard.
Oh.
Oh, Henri.
He played from 1955 to 1975, principally with a very successful Canadians team.
That's a crazy stat because, yeah, like I was saying, you'd be lucky to get one, let alone multiple in the modern era. 11 is really crazy.
He played his entire 20 years with the Canadians.
Wow.
And after 5 questions in the second round, we're having a pretty dry round here. Neil has yet to score in this round, keeping his score of 85 intact. And Matt did tack on an extra 10 points for 70.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Question 6. Which singer started their career on the Disney Channel show The Wizards of Waverly Place?
Finally. Thank you.
All you have to do is ask a Disney question, and then we're all in.
Yeah. Any female
Disney
pop stars.
Channel, though, you guys.
Yeah, this is
You're a little
embarrassing that we're like, finally.
Turn off my TV. It's on the background. Turn it off.
French philosophers, no. This question, yes.
All right.
Shame.
Matt.
It's Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez.
I do have a sister who's 7 years younger, just so you know.
Yeah,
Do you?
whatever.
I do.
I have a sister who's 8
It still
years
makes her
younger.
too old.
You guys were lucky because
The show was on air when my sister was younger. So
in a future game. I had this question and I'm going to stop it now, but it was going to be match the pop star to the show they were on. So it would have been Wizards of Waverly Place, Selena Gomez, Sunny with a Chance, Demi Lovato, and Victorious Ariana Grande.
Well, I would have been destroyed.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that didn't happen. Because unlike you, I have better things to do than watch the Disney Channel.
I don't watch the Disney Channel. I'm aware of it.
You just like the pop stars.
I used to direct children's theater, and they all loved Sunny with a Chance and Wizards of Waverly Place. So I would watch it with them, but I wouldn't protest.
okay, so it's not just creeping on preteens. Got it.
Yeah. He's also teaching them.
Right. 8th graders made me read Twilight, and so I could talk with them. It was a bet, and I lost.
Did you enjoy Stephanie Meyer's works?
She uses a word incredulously way too many times for my liking.
It's because it's the only $1 million word that she knows.
I find that to be an incredulous statement, Neil. Question 7. In what Babylonian code could a bartender be put to death for watering down beer?
Think back to your Western civilization.
I don't think I understand the question.
I don't either. Babylonian.
You need like the code?
Yeah.
So, can I clarify something for
Sure.
them? He's not talking about like an encrypted code.
No, like a
Means
code
like
of honor or something.
It was basically a set of laws.
Oh, boy.
Called?
We didn't learn this in Western Civ.
You definitely learned this in Western Civ.
I didn't realize this was a punishable by death offense until recently. So
Most things were punishable by death.
I mean, the best things are punishable by death.
I just want to go back to the time where we drawn and quartered people.
Is that the code of Johnny Manziel?
I'm in with
All
an
right.
answer.
I am in.
All right. Neil?
I just traveled over to Japan and put Bushido.
Matt?
I figured bartenders were considered merchants, so I put code of merchants.
Ken, do you know?
Believe it would be Hammurabi.
That would be the code of Hammurabi.
Oh, I that sounds familiar.
Yeah, see, I told you.
I think
You
that's a
probably learned
sub
it.
I had the other day.
Ugh, that's the worst.
Question 8. While declaring that he was not a crook, President Nixon may not have been in a very happy place. Name the place that he was at. Their slogan might disagree with him.
Nailed it. Good question. The way it was written, like a question.
I was, as soon as he said I'm not a crook, I was like, Richard Nixon. That was,
I was
that
awesome.
was like softball.
Yeah. That would be like on Kids Jeopardy. We need more of those.
Delete the tapes.
I have an answer, though. I think I'm right.
Okay.
All right, Matt.
At first, I was thinking he was at Penn State at Happy Valley, but then I came back to Disney World, the happiest place on earth.
I don't believe Disney World existed at that
no.
time, so I put Disneyland.
I have that he was at Disney World, but I will
Yeah.
fact check that.
Nope,
Hold
don't
on.
fact check. Just give me the points.
Well, you were both on the right path. It is a Disney park, but it was Disney World.
Yep.
So no credit for Disneyland.
No credit for Disneyland.
Unfortunately, it's a distinct place.
That's also a few
But
thousand miles away.
aren't both of their slogans a happy place?
You're
Can I challenge that?
But historically, only one is correct, Neil.
And,
All right,
and
fine.
because he's not a quantum particle, he can't exist in two places
There
at the
you
same
go.
time.
Yeah, Schrodinger's
Alright.
Nixon.
He's either a crook or he's not a crook, but you don't know until you.
Well, we opened the box. He's definitely a crook.
Yeah.
Question 9. What former NFL and now NCAA coach played Screech's cousin on an episode of Saved by the Bell First Class?
Former NFL, now a college coach.
Yes.
Oh, man. I should know it if it was a big name.
Well, you have to remember that it was a cameo like 20 years ago before he was famous as a NFL and NCAA coach.
Yeah. I have something locked in based on former NFL, now college coach. So I'm locked in.
Just kind of blanking on this, Neil.
Yeah, I'm thinking of guys that might have been famous enough at the time. Okay, I think I have someone because it was the 90s, so I'm in.
Neil?
So since it was the 90s, I'm just thinking Harbaugh because he would have been famous for being a quarterback. So it would have been a jock that Screech would have had as a cousin, and then he went on to obviously be an NFL coach, and then came back to NCAA. So I put Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, Harbaugh's a really good guess. I put Nick Saban.
It is Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The photo is actually pretty funny of like him with Screech. And you actually kind of have the scenario exactly right. So it was his jock cousin, essentially. Yeah.
Good call there.
That was
Yeah,
when he
thanks.
was playing for the Bears, wasn't it? John
Yes.
Harbaugh at the time?
Jim Harbaugh, yeah. I believe that was when he had been playing for the Bears. Question 10. Apparently I couldn't leave hockey questions alone.
Oh man,
Which NHL player was the oldest when he played the game at the age of 52? He also holds the distinction of being the only person to play on the same team as his son at the same time.
Oh.
That's a crazy stat, too. These are good hockey questions.
I think I have an answer.
I figured people would be able to guess from oldest hockey player ever. That's an interesting stat. But the ability to have played actually in the same game on the ice with his son same time. Well, I don't know if they were on the ice at the same time, but in the same game.
all right, I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt,
I put Bobby Hull.
I put Hull.
you both should have gone Gordie Howe.
I had Gordie Howe
Man,
too.
you guys.
I get credit from a
That's
previous
painful.
answer.
That's painful.
Actually, my first thought was Chris Chelios, and then he said with his son, I couldn't get it. Because I know Chelios played when he was like 49.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah,
I was
no,
gonna-
Gordie Howe played, he may have had a break in there, I can't remember, but he definitely played when he was 52. He's definitively the oldest player to have played the game, and he had the good fortune of playing with one of his sons in a game.
All right, so at the end of round 2, we have a pretty tight game actually going into the final round here. It's 105 for Neil and 90 for Matt. So the wagers are definitely going to be important going into the final.
Into our final round, here are your 5 categories. Question 1 is in geography. Question 2 is in local names. Question 3, bet you didn't know that was a religious symbol.
I think I might know where you're going on this one here, Jeff. That's a weird category.
Question 4, film history. And question 5, music in movies. Wagers are locked. Question 1 in geography. What country's capital is the furthest north? Question 2 is in local names. A grinder, hero, and wedge are different regional terms for what?
It's a dating app, I think, right?
Yeah, always swipe right on wedge.
Question 3. Bet you didn't know this was a religious symbol. What object, often seen at children's birthdays, are Christian symbols for blindly following God and receiving heavenly rewards? They were originally created to try and convert natives in Central and South America. Question 4 is in film history. Lawrence Butler and Jack Whitney created the first blue screen technique in what 1940 film? Question 5, music in movies. Billy Madison might be glad he called Steve Buscemi's character in the movie Billy Madison. It may or may not be a coincidence that this ELO song is playing in the background.
Man.
The answer is incorrect. May God have mercy on your soul.
All right, I have answers in for all of them.
Okay.
So, everybody's answers are in. Let's go back to question 1. Ken, what were everybody's wagers in geography?
All right, Matt went in for 10 on this one, and Neil bet 0. Playing conservative.
Matt with the high bet. What did you say the country who enjoys the furthest north capital was?
I thought it was Greenland.
I just put Oslo.
So the capital is Reykjavik, Iceland.
Reykjavik.
Greenland is actually a territory of Denmark.
Yeah, I thought I was between the two, and then I probably should have picked the one that was a country.
They have some really cheap flights to Reykjavik all the time, like last minute ones. I kind of want to go check it out.
So
Yeah, I might hit that up too.
If you do, I would join you. Be prepared to pay a lot because Reykjavik is a very expensive city to be in.
In the city.
I don't care. That's fine.
No, I mean like...
but I found like 300 round trip to Reykjavik, which sounds amazing.
But I mean like hotel rooms, food, lodging
You have
are
to stand on the plane though.
Actually, in most of Iceland, it's one of the most expensive countries to live in. So, or visit as a tourist. Ken, what were the question 2 wagers in local names?
All right, question 2. Neil had 0 on this one as well, and Matt went in for 10 again.
So Neil, go ahead.
I heard the word hero, and that makes me think of like a sub sandwich, submarine type sandwich.
Yeah, grinders and heroes are both definitely sub sandwiches.
Yep, hoagie or a sub sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, grinder I think is like strictly like weird. I think it's St. Louis, somewhere in that kind of area. There's a very small part of the country where they're called grinders.
I mean, there's a lot of words for things like po' boys, and there's a whole bunch of regional terms basically for sub sandwiches.
So Neil and Matt both holding steady through the first 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Question 3. Ken, what were the wagers in bet you didn't know that was a religious symbol?
All right, so Neil is once again playing conservatively with 0, and Matt went in for 20 on this one, so maybe you can make up some ground.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, what was your guess?
So I was all over the place at first. I was thinking streamers because they would guide somebody, or birthday candles because they light things. And then it hit me when he said they're blinded and then they're receiving a heavenly reward. And then he also said South America, so that led me to piñata.
Neil?
I just put sparklers.
So if I said that it was supposed to beat out your lesser demons, it is the piñata.
Yeah.
Ooh, big move for Matt there.
I worked my way to that. I was lost on that one, and then I don't know. The blinded thing hit me because I was trying to think of what you would be blindfolded for, and then that's when it all clicked.
Yep. Yeah, and then the candy raining down on you is a heavenly reward.
Absolutely.
Question 4 in film history. What were the wagers, Ken?
Looking for a swing here. We have Neil with 30, Matt with 0.
All right, Neil, what was your answer for the Lawrence Butler Jack Whitney film?
I was between a few answers, and I know the names. I know Bill Whitney, but I just put Wizard of Oz.
I put the 1940 classic Good Thing I Bet 0.
Ken, do you happen to know this one? Or have a guess?
I was thinking maybe Gone with the Wind.
So Gone with the Wind was a year earlier, I believe, 39. This would have been the 1940 film The Thief of Baghdad. First one to employ a blue screen technique. Question 5, music in movies. What were the wagers, Ken?
That's going to be 10 for each.
Okay. And Matt, why don't you kick it off?
Well, the scene is when he calls him and then he crosses him off the list. And I couldn't think of a song, so I just put crossed off my list.
And Neil?
I didn't know this one. I know the scene. I could tell you exactly what happens, but I just put Mr. Blue.
Ken, do you happen to remember this one?
I can't remember the actual name of the song, but I think you gave a clue when you said he coincidentally gets a phone call. So I can't remember the name of the song, but it's all about being on the line, being on the phone.
Telephone Line?
Telephone Line, there it is.
Telephone Line by ELO.
Never heard it.
It's one of their more famous hits.
All right, so that concludes the final round, and we'll find out who is the cream of the crop based on these wagers. So in second place, we have Neil ending up with 65 points. Had a pretty tough final round. And in first place, we have Matt as the cream of the crop with 100 points. Congrats, Matt. You are the cream.
I am the cream, yeah. The cream of the crop.
Yeah, the thief from Baghdad came and stole my win.
It's amazing that I won a game where I got 4 sports questions wrong and a president's question right. The tides are turning.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
Up is down, cats and dogs.
Getting along.
Good game for both of you guys, though. That was a fun one.
No, it was entertaining. I'll lash myself later.
You can take your frustration out on a piñata, maybe.
Yeah, there you go. So before we go, I know all of us were talking pre-recording. We're going to be reshuffling some of our Patreon goals to make them a little bit more accessible for our listeners. One of the big goals that we are going to put on there, I'll let Jeff talk a little bit more about it, but we're looking to upgrade to an H6 Zoom recorder to help with our recording quality and our mobility, because right now we do it in one location, but that'll kind of let us have the ability to go elsewhere at other people's apartments and just be a little bit more mobile to record a little faster. But Jeff, why don't you just talk about that in the upcoming weeks?
Sure. As many of you may know, we do have a Patreon. We are looking to purchase some new equipment and offset some of our costs here. And we'd like to do other things to build and grow the show. If you guys have things that you'd like to see us do, things more from us, other shows, content, other things that we can do outside of the show, we'd love to get your feedback, see what you guys would be interested in so that we can provide that maybe as a way to give you something that you're looking for and also maybe provide some additional support for the show. So if you give us feedback on that, we'd love to see it. If there's something that you have a burning desire for us to do, Patreon is patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. We do at least one bonus episode a month there. So if you'd like to check us out and support us directly, if you feel we've earned it, we'd very much appreciate it. Shoot us a message, let us know.
Okay, as per usual, if you'd like to play along with the contestants, make sure to check out our Facebook page and download our official Triviality score sheet that we use here in the studio. If you want to get in touch with any of us, find us on Twitter using the handle @TrivialityPod or on Facebook at facebook.com/TrivialityPod. If you'd like to get in touch with us via email, send all questions to trivialitypodcast@gmail.com. And of course, question 5 is make sure you put the host in the subject line with question 5. We'd love to hear from you and get more of those questions, and they've been great so far. Of course, other than spreading the word, the best way you can support the show is by rating, reviewing, and subscribing to Triviality on your favorite podcast app. And once again, we are looking to get up to 50 iTunes reviews. We do appreciate the other reviews as well.
For Ken, Matt, Neil, and myself, that was Triviality.
Wait, hold on. Friends can still hang out and, I don't know, listen to music.
Listen to music? I'm gonna kill Annie.
I can't believe you still like them.
I didn't like these guys. I don't even remember. Don't try to compare us to another bad little fad. I'm the Mac and I'm bad. You get something that you never had. I'll make you jump, wiggle and shake your rump. Cause I'll be kicking on something that makes you wanna jump. How high? Real high, cause I'm just so fly. And then be something, I don't know what he says right there, but inside out, it's wicked, 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 whack.